it's gonna help here, but it's gonna affect here. So moving on. Now let's be realistic. Okay, let's be realistic. Condoms, which some people use with some of the sex partners or their sex partner, they have a warning label also on that box that tells you it does not protect against STDs, pregnancy, and other things. Okay, now question is, how do you think a vaccine could stop it? And then, how do you think a pill could stop this? Okay, and what I want people to understand is a lot of this stuff just slows the progress down. All right, it slows the progress down. So instead of you catching it fast, it's a slow transmission. Okay, eventually, person goes and catches it, and then that's that. Okay, now what I want people to understand is a vaccine is said to work by training the immune system to recognize and combat pathogens, either viruses or bacteria. Listen now, by injecting these antigens into the body. The immune system can safely learn to recognize them as hostile invaders, produce antibodies, and remember them for the future. Now, that's what a vaccine is, okay? That's what they're supposed to do. Now, antigens are chemicals that are mixed with the virus, okay? And I want to look at one of the vaccines that most Americans and most people get, not fully understanding what this vaccine is, and that is the flu vaccine. The flu vaccine is made by growing the virus. Listen, it's made by growing the virus inside a fertilized chicken egg. That's why when you go get the vaccine, sometimes they ask you, are you allergic to this? Are you allergic to that? And they'll tell you, talk to your provider, let your provider know, and things of that nature. Are you allergic to those things? Okay, that's so that you don't become, you don't have a reaction and fatally die from this. Okay, that's why you don't really, a lot of people really don't understand the flu vaccines, but here I am giving it to you the answer. I am against vaccines, and people could say, well, didn't you get them? Yeah, I used to get them until I started doing research on them to realize, and my research came through my time in the military. Okay, I was more healthier, okay, in my life than I am when I get vaccines. Okay, vaccines seem to mess up the chemical balances within your body because your body's made up of chemical balances, and I'm gonna get on that point later through the topic. The biggest thing about vaccines that many people don't understand is the vaccines are made up of the virus. Okay, and it's put into your immune system so that your immune system knows how to fight off. Now, I think that somebody had a bright idea in life. They had a bright idea to make a vaccine. I think they had bright ideas, and I don't knock their ideas. But I think when it came down to it, the bright idea was there, but the risk factor wasn't. And maybe the risk factor was, and they just said, well, hey, we're going to look at this and we're going to just trial and error. Everything's guinea pigged. And I think when you using vaccines, you're putting vaccines into somebody's body to say, hey, this is what we're going to put into your body so that your body knows to fight this. But when you look at it, when we go back and we ask the question, would you get a vaccine for HIV and AIDS if it was created? I think that it's a sensitive topic to talk about. People are really scared this day and age of HIV AIDS, but I think that if people really understood that, hey, they're putting this HIV virus into something, they're growing this virus, and then what they're doing is they're going to put it inside your body, and your body's going to learn how to fight this virus. I find that really hard to trust and believe. I mean, yeah, there's so many vaccines for certain things and different things, but I just don't foresee somebody wanting this. Now, there are people that will, say, yeah, I would like it, especially people who are very sexually active and people that are, are with different people, and they feel that this is necessary for them and the steps that they need to take in life. I mean, by all means, just stop what you're doing. All right. Um, I wanna also talk about this. I'm against vaccines, and I'm against it because they're nothing but chemicals, and they can have a real impact on your body. And I want to just give an example because people are saying, well, no, it doesn't have a chemical. It's not that, you just don't want to take it. No, 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 no. Let me give you some examples, okay? Let me give you one example illustration. When a male and a female reproduce children, all right, they have something that science is great at using and science talks about all the time, and that is DNA. DNA makes up the chemical of a baby. Okay, included in DNA can be diseases that parents carry. It can also be psychological behaviors. It's chemicals, and they react at different times. Okay, and DNA makes up what color you're going to be, what type of hair you're going to have. These are chemicals, people. These are chemicals. I'm really being honest. These are chemicals. And I say all of this, which leads me to my conclusion. And that is nothing here on earth created by man or woman is made to stop anything from entering your body that shouldn't enter into the body. The only thing that can stop it is you and the life choices you make. Scientists are always experimenting in labs with new chemicals, and the way they come up with new cures, quote unquote cures, okay, is by using animals and people, okay, in their research. But the truth of it is, vaccines don't stop anything. It slows the transmission down. Many people are scared to talk about HIV and AIDS. It's because of the stigma. But a vaccine is the same as the stigma. Most people are not true about, but have on. But here on the Chronicles, I'm going to give you the truth, and that's all I ever speak is truth. And I think that when we talk about just this, if they would create it, why you shouldn't take it. And it's because it's a bunch of chemicals put into something, and they test these animals and people. All right, and how do they test these people? How do they know if it's working? Well, they take somebody who might mess with somebody who has the HIV and AIDS virus, and they'll find somebody who doesn't have it. And what they'll do is they'll these people that are messing around would mess around after one of the individuals are injected with the chemical. And that's their way of saying, well, the chemical works because this person didn't catch it. Well, we all know that when it comes to certain diseases like HIV and AIDS, sometimes they don't pop up right there. They're years later. So again, everything is a slow transmission. Even with the flu, you get the shot, and then you might come down with the flu. There is never ever a sign that says, hey, these are 100% going to stop everything and anything from entering your body. They don't have warning labels, all right? They don't have warning labels. And I want people to understand that they don't have warning labels for the simple fact because they don't want you to to have to see something that, getting something injected into you that might not work. And I think that's what vaccines are. They're just things that might not work. But they're going to give you this anyway because off of your beliefs of being a little kid, they gave you injections when you started school, then you became a young adult, and then you're at an adult age. So they started you off early, and now you're brainwashed to believe that vaccines work. Okay, and I don't foresee them working. I don't believe they work. I believe that even when I had taken the flu shot in my life, and when I was in the military, I took them all every year. It's like every year I was taking this damn flu shot, and